If they're late, I was here on time, so. Huh? They can, yeah. We'll get started. Yeah, screw those guys. Are you watching this?
Lock the door.
That's
And
it,
then
yeah.
we're not here.
That's it. Which is more important, cakes or maths, I ask you? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Alright, come on, guys. Sorry. Now, is that everybody or is there more behind you?
More behind.
Now, is that everybody? No?
No. One second.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why was the event?
Huh?
Why was the event? Was so much food.
Free food.
Free food, free
Yeah.
food, free food. No, I don't usually eat on Monday or Fridays.
Why?
So, religious reasons. So,
Yeah.
I do 2 days of fasting a week, Mondays and Fridays. So I thought it might be a bit too difficult to be around a room full of pastries on Friday. So I shall have this later. Thank you, Nikita. Right, now is that everybody?
No, there's a
David,
Well, let's just get started. Okay, here we go. Right. Now is that everybody?
no.
Who are we waiting for?
We went through
Alright, well, let's get started. What one will we do first there? You said you had 2 questions. Which page will we start with? The long division. That is page 22. Okay, can you have a look? Page 22. 5i, is it?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah. Come on. You should be full of energy now you've had all your sugar.
Yes.
Get out your...
No, we have sugar withdrawal now.
Huh?
Sugar withdrawal.
Sugar withdrawal. It's only been like 10 minutes. Right, come on, notebooks and books, page 22. So, we want to calculate this. Can we see okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Alright, let's move a bit over here. Okay, so, we have a long division to do here. How come you fell so far behind the rest of the group?
Class, right?
Yeah.
What is the other block? First time.
You're the one who's supposed to be guiding us in the room.
That's it. The blind leading the blind. Right. What's the first term here that we need for
One.
multiplying? 1. So when you multiply it out, you get 1 minus x, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what do we get when we subtract?
Negative X.
Oh,
No,
careful.
X.
X. So the next one here must be
Plus
x, because x times 1 gives us the x, and x times minus x
Negative x squared.
squared. And again we subtract,
Negative X squared
yeah, and then here.
plus X squared.
Now you can probably see what's happening here.
Yeah.
It continues, no limit. So we end up saying that 1 over 1 minus x equals this. Now, tell me, do you remember any example in elementary school where you have something like this happening with numbers?
0.333.
Yeah, that's it. When you have,
You put the dash on top of
that's it. You end up getting, it just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, although this is the answer, this answer doesn't work for all values of x. Can anyone see potential problem value of x? Well, obviously x is 1, so we'll forget about that. We can't have 1. But any other problem values of x can we see? Like number values. What number values of x might be a problem?
0.
See?
No, 1.
0, no, 0. We said 1. 1 is a problem. 0 is okay. Because you get 1 over 1 equals 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. So we, again, 1 we know is a problem. Anything else?
Negative number?
Negatives could be okay.
Yeah.
So we have a problem if, like even take something like x is 2 or 4 or whatever, yeah. You get 1 over 1 minus, you get minus 1, yes? 1 over 1 minus 2 was minus 1, yes? I got that right, yeah. But that doesn't seem right at all, because on the left it's negative and on the right they're all positives. It doesn't seem right at all. In fact, this only works for certain values of x, and later we'll see why and what those values are, but for now I'll just say this only works if x is between minus 1 and 1. Now, for those of you who've studied geometric sequences before, you might be remembering some... Yeah. This is equal to 1 over 1 minus or, where or is between minus 1 and 1. For those who've seen that before. Just kind of reminding you of that. Anyways, this is something we'll come back to later, so don't worry about that. The most important thing I wanted you to do was the long division there. Okay? Is that okay for you? Yeah?
So when do we stop?
It doesn't stop, so we can usually write in 3 terms is the minimum.
Okay.
It's kind of normal. What's the other one you wanted to see? Yeah? It's probably many of you have the same question.
Can we go step by step? Like, not the only one. I have a question for a reminder theorem.
Remainder theorem number,
Yeah.
which number?
5E.
5b.
5E.
5e.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I scroll down? Do that one?
Yeah.
Yep. Page 24, 5e. Okay, so we have a cubic, px cubed minus 26x squared minus 71x plus q. And when it is divided by x minus 1, the remainder is what's that? 9? And when it's divided by x plus 3, it's minus 3, 6, 3. So far that's okay, Nikita? Yeah. Now, what value of x do we use for the first one? 1. So you get p minus 26 minus 71 plus q equals 9. So you're okay with that, yeah? So this ends up being, what's that? P plus q equals 9 plus 71 is 80, 106?
Yeah. That's what I
106?
got.
Okay. Now, what value do we put in for the next one? Minus 3, isn't it? So that'll be minus 27p. Yes?
Yeah.
3 squared is 9. 9 times 26 is 260 minus 26. So what's that? 232, is it? 234?
What?
Yeah. 340.
I'm waiting for you to check on the calculator what 26 times 9 squared is. I think it's 234. But I don't know because I didn't eat cakes for the last hour and I don't have a calculator. Yeah. What is it? Is it 234?
Yes.
It is. Minus 231st, the minus here. Yes? It worries me when I'm quicker than the calculator because I don't feel like I'm fast. It makes me worried that you're too slow typing it in. Minus 7.
Plus 213.
Thank you. Plus 213 plus
Q.
Q equals minus 363. Okay. So look, minus 27p plus Q is minus 363 plus 234 minus 213. What do we get? Minus 342. Now, Nikita, is everything on track with what you did?
Yeah, I did everything the same, but I had different numbers.
But you got this.
Yeah. Instead of minus 342, I got minus 18.
Oh, so it's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From where did you get negative 27?
That is wrong, is it?
No.
No, 3 cubed.
3 cubed is 20 minus 27.
Actually,
I
in the
mean,
first time,
minus 3.
Yeah, it's here. I put in the minus 3 into that. Can you see up the top?
Yeah.
Minus 3 cubed is minus 27.
I have absolutely the same, but the signs are different. I have 27p plus q equal to 342.
Sounds like you made a sign mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I subtract, yeah?
Let's see.
This first minus the second is 28p. Yeah? Is 448, is it? I'm minusing them.
Yeah, minus 38p.
Does 28 go into this?
Yeah, it comes
Yeah.
16.
16 times.
Yeah.
So that means Q is 90. If you sub that back in there.
Yes.
So P is 16 and Q is 90. That's what I got there.
That's my problem.
What was it? Is it a sign mistake?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Which one?
page 28. 2G.
2G.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look.
Oh, yeah. That's why I just.
English. Okay. 2G, is it? Alright, let's have a look. So, for those people who tried to solve it, what ended up happening when you put this equation, 5x plus 2y equals 0, into minus 5x squared plus 8xy plus 4y squared equals 0. What equation or what result or what happened?
I get 2 coordinates, but the answer here stated infinite.
No, you didn't get 2 coordinates. You did something wrong. What happens when you put this into this? What did you get? Did you make x or y the subject? What did you do?
Y.
You made y the subject and subbed it in.
Yes.
And what did you get for y? Yeah. Well, for people who've done it, what happened when you subbed it in? Yeah? What happened? Starts here?
Yeah.
Sub it in? No, you made a mistake somewhere. I'll show you now, because we'll look at it. Right. What's y equal to here? Y equals?
Minus 5x over 2.
Yeah, minus 5 over 2x. Agreed?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah,
No.
You wrote minus 2 over 5, yeah?
No.
Alright.
Yeah, it's okay so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we sub that in. True?
Yes.
Look.
Yeah.
So we get minus 5x squared minus 8 times 5 over 2x squared. Oh, it's just the minus from the 5 over 2. I just put it in the front, that's all. Plus 4 times 25 over 4 x squared equals 0. Yeah?
25?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So when you add them all up,
Oh.
you end up getting 0x squared equals 0.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a problem.
I didn't put the square.
That's a problem. Yeah. So, what happens here? Could we get the value of x? No. No. Now, does anybody remember, perhaps, what is happening when you try to solve two equations? Like, let's say x plus y equals 3, and 2x plus 4y equals 6. If I try to solve this pair of equations, why don't I get an answer? The same thing would happen for this problem. Why don't I? What has happened here, or what is the problem with the question?
Because there are infinite solutions to the answer.
The equation
Yeah,
is
but
still-
why? Like, what's the problem with this pair?
The equation is still.
Except for, like, it's not exactly the same. I mean, it's practically the same, but
Yeah.
what's the difference?
Because both are the same.
Yeah, but they're not perfectly the same. I mean, they're practically the same.
No, these numbers are equal to a number. It's not equal to
Doesn't have interaction.
Oh, come on, you're making things complicated. You said they're the same, right?
Well, because the 3 and 6 are the most.
Yeah, but come on, just give me.
The better question is you get x plus 2y equals 3.
Yeah,
So the problem is 2y.
the problem is, I mean, you're all seeing it, but you're not saying it. Like, you see that these are the same.
Okay.
Well, they're not exactly the same. What's the difference between them?
Function.
Oh, you see, you're so close, but not saying the right thing. The second equation is a multiple of the first equation.
Oh, that was right.
No, well, you see, people weren't saying the right thing, though. The second equation is the first equation, but just multiplied by 2. Now, when you have these situations, you can't solve them.
I can't.
It's not possible.
Why?
Because you actually have the same equation twice. How many equations do you need? You needed 2.
2.
You know, if you want to find x and y, then you need 2 equations. If you want to find x, y, z, you need 3. Okay? So, when the second equation is a multiple of the first, you don't really have 2 equations. You really just have 1. You know, because I could start off by saying x plus y equals 10, and then I could multiply this by 2. 2x plus 2y equals 20. And I said, okay, solve for x and y. Well, I mean, I still really only have 1 equation, don't I? I can't just make up a second one by multiplying the first one by 2. So, that's what's happening here. We're not getting an answer because the second equation must be some kind of multiple of the first equation. It is not clear, though, what that multiple is. Is it some simple multiple like the number 2? No, because these are quite different, aren't they? Yeah. So what our job now is to figure out what do we multiply the first equation by to make it the second. And if we can demonstrate that it's possible to do this, then we can now confidently say no solutions.
It?
Yeah. So what do we think? Well, let's have a look. My tip here is to try and factorize this. No, you try and factorize it, okay? So it starts with an x squared. So there must be an x and an x. And it finishes with a y squared. So it must be y and a y. Minus 5, what could be multiplying to do that?
2.
Minus 5.
5.
Negative 2 over 5.
Oh, no, let's not use fractions. No, let's not use
1
fractions.
minus 5.
Yeah,
1 and minus 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 5 and minus 1. Yeah. So let's go with 5 and minus 1. And what about making the 4y squared?
2.
2 or 4 1? Let's try 2 and 2, okay? Let's see if this works. Let's see what happens. 5x by minus x? Okay, that works. 2y by 2y? 4 squared, okay, that works. What does this make? Minus 2xy. And then this one?
10xy.
10xy. And if you add them together?
8xy.
Okay, so we factorized it.
Yes.
So this is the second equation. Now, does it look familiar to the first equation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, it's the first equation multiplied by minus x plus 2y. So we can say the second equation is equal to the first equation multiplied by minus x plus 2y. Therefore, we don't have one intersection point. Therefore, no single solution. Now, why is it infinite? if we go back to this example, why am I saying there's infinite answers here in this situation? Because any two numbers that add to make 10 will work. If I say x is 1 and y is 9, will that work here and here? Yeah.
5 and 5.
Yeah. 5 and 5, whatever. There's infinite many. Likewise, you can do the same thing here. You can say any pair that adds to make 0, 5x plus 2y. So I'll give you some examples. You could say, for example, x is 2 and y is minus 5. That will satisfy 1 and 2. Because it'll make this 0, won't it? And I know the second equation will be automatically 0 because this bracket here is 0.
Yes.
But if you don't believe me, you can sub it in and check. You'll get 0. What's another one? Or, for example, we could say something like I don't know, 10 and minus 25. Or, we can come up with infinitely many pairs of x and y that satisfy both equations. Because it's enough to satisfy the first equation, because the second one actually is the first one just multiplied by a term. Okay, so this is a very difficult question. It's too difficult for the exam. You know, they wouldn't be expecting students to do something as difficult as this in the exam. But like I said, I like to make the workbook have some difficult questions in it, so that when you actually prepare for the exam, it won't seem as hard. Yeah. Yeah, which page?
Linear and inequality, page
30? Yeah. Which one?
30. When can how can I draw the line graph?
For which one? Like, is there an example you want me to do?
For
Two.
A, maybe?
2?
Yeah, 2.
Oh, is this to draw the number line, do you mean? Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll look at that. I'll do which example?
A.
2A? Yeah. Yeah, actually, I didn't really talk about that in class, but representing your answer on a number line. Yeah. Can I scroll down?
Yeah.
So, if I said to you, minus 5x less than or equal to x plus 6, then you get minus 6 less than or equal to 6x, because I take that one to the right and that one to the left. Yeah, so then I get minus 1 less than or equal to x. Now, how do you represent that on a number line? So what you do, draw your number line, 0, 1, 2, etc., minus 1, minus 2, etc., little arrows here. This is important. If I include the minus 1, I shade it in like this. But if it was like this, not including the minus 1, I put an open circle. Yeah, you've seen this before? Yeah. So in this case, I shade it in like that. And then x is more than minus 1. So am I going left or right?
Right.
Yeah. So you can just do this and then put a little arrow here.
Ah.
And that's it. Okay.
How about doing above the line?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like the other graph that's like this and shaped apart.
Ah, yeah, you want to practice one of those. How about we do 4A then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I scroll down?
Yeah.
Okay, so 21x squared plus 32x plus 12 more than or equal to 0. So what you do first is you get the roots here. Now you can do it whatever way you want. The easiest way is probably just to use the formula if you want, you know, minus b plus or minus. Can someone give me the roots here for this? You can use the calculator, yeah.
Yay.
X,
Yeah.
X is less than or equal to negative.
Oh, but I just want the roots, the two numbers. Yeah.
3x plus 2?
No, you can give me the
Minus-
numbers.
Minus 2 over 3.
Minus 2 over 3.
Minus 6 over 7.
Minus 6 over 7 will be a little bit further out then. Minus 6 over 7, okay? What you do then is you draw a quadratic, like normal, through the 2 points. And then you look at this. If this is more than, you're looking above. And if it's less than, then you're looking under. That's the rule. So more than means positive, means bigger. And less than means negative, is smaller. So here the graph is positive, it's up. And here it's positive, it's up. Okay? But this part of the graph you don't want because it's down, it's under. You want this part here which is above. Can you see what I'm shading in? Like pointing up. Do you see this part of the x-axis that I've coloured in green and this part? These are the answers here and here. So the first one is x bigger or smaller than minus 6 over 7? Smaller than minus 6 over 7.
Why smaller?
Because it's to the left.
Oh, okay.
And then this one here
Right.
is to the right, so that makes it
X more than.
more than, yeah,
Okay.
minus 2 over 3. And what word do I put in between them?
Union?
Oh, I mean like between, yeah, you could use union or intersection. Let's keep it simpler. And or.
And.
Which?
Or.
And. Of course, and.
Or.
Oh, I love when students are confident and wrong.
Or.
Or. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Or.
When can I know when it's and it's or?
Yeah, well, think about it. It's not possible to be an and here. Okay? Because you have two statements which contradict. You can't say x is smaller than this and bigger than that. You can't give me any x that does and there. These statements can't be joined with an and. Give me an x that's smaller than 6 and bigger than 10. Come on, wait, and give me an x that's smaller than 6 and bigger than 10. Yeah? Right, you can't do it, right? I know I said give me an x which is smaller than 6 or bigger than 10.
5.
Wow, you gave me an answer. You had an infinite choice and you picked the wrong one. Listen again. X is smaller than 6, or bigger than 10. Give me a number. Good. You played it safe. Definitely 200 will do. What about giving me a smaller number? Thanks. What else? Yes. Nobody wants to chance picking one on the other side of the 6. There you go. Okay, thank you. Yeah. These. So you can put the or here, but if you put in the and, the two statements don't go together. You know. So it's the same here. You can't say, "Oh, give me an x which is smaller than this number and bigger than this number." You can't. It has to be an or. It has to be an or here. Okay. My advice, you were asking me when to know if it's and or. It depends on the question, but if you're ever in doubt, it's probably or. It's like 99% of the time for these ones, it's going to be an or. Okay, so if you had to pick, you'd probably be safer picking or.
So you draw like this.
Oh, you mean for which symbol? Yeah, union. Yeah.
I forgot. I thought this is and, so I remember which union.
You remember the symbol, but not the
Yeah,
name
yeah,
of the
I
symbol.
remember
Yeah,
symbols.
okay. Yeah.
What
So-
about 5A?
5A, we can do that one, yeah. Is there a question before this one? Or? 5A was tricky, wasn't it?
This
A little
asking
tricky.
Wait,
about if the quadrant is negative.
What do you mean? If there's a minus x squared or it's less than
Minus
0?
21.
Yeah, guys, what's different if this was a minus 21? How does this change? The graph is, what's different with it? Yeah, the graph would be like this.
Yeah.
And again, if you want the positive part, you're looking now here.
Oh.
Yeah. So you would say x is more than this and less than this. In other words, it's in between. Yeah.
So that's and.
That's an and one here. But, I mean, you could always give the answer in words. You know, you could say x is in between this and this.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
For I can always solve them with the calculator.
For 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can use the formula. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, what about 5A?
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to have a look at now. 5a. Did you try 5a? Yeah. Now, what method or what way can I do 5a? It's a little tricky. You have 71 less than or equal to 2x squared plus 20x plus 49 less than or equal to 97. Now this is a hard one. This is a hard one. What should I do first?
Minus 49.
Separate.
Minus
Separate them.
49?
You can
Separate them.
Ah, yeah.
So the one on the left is 71 less than or equal to 2x squared plus 20x plus 49. And then this one here is 2x squared plus 20x plus 49 less than or equal to 97. And here it's, what's the relationship? There's an and. Okay? Because remember, this is one statement. You want this to be all true. Not just part of it, the whole thing. Okay, so it must be an and. Right, well, this isn't really that major because what you can do is just, again, use your calculator. Although we have to do 49 minus 71, don't we? What's that, 22 or something, is it? Minus 22? Alright, so you might as well just use the calculator and give me the roots when you're ready.
1 and minus 11.
1 and minus 11. And then 2x squared plus 20x. And what's this one?
Minus what's 8?
Minus 48 less than or equal to 0. And then when you're ready, the two roots again.
Minus
2.
12 and 2.
Minus 12 and 2. Like that. Okay, now let's be careful. Let's draw the quadratic in. And then we'll draw it in here. Yeah? Am I looking above or below for the first one?
Below.
Below, because it...
Less than.
No, it's more... Well, it's bigger than 0.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's just it's on the left. It's so above or below?
Above.
Above. So that's here and here. Okay? And then this one? Below. So that's here.
Why below?
It's less than 0.
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, if you want to represent this on a number line, let's just draw the number line here. 1 and minus 11. Your answer is going to be... What's it? Less than or more than minus 11?
Less.
Less than minus 11. Including minus 11?
Yes.
Yeah. Or
More than 1.
more than 1. Okay? And then what's the answer for the one on the right? On the number line?
More than minus 2.
More than minus 12, including minus 12, but less than 2. Okay? Now here's the hard part though. Here's the really tricky part. Remember that for these two answers, they have to go back into one answer. And the relationship here is an and. Now, that's kind of hard to put these together because you want this and you want this. So here's my tip. Here's the trick. The easy way to do it. What you do is you imagine the two answers coming together and you only keep the answers that are overlapping, that are in common. So if you could almost visualize...
12 and 2.
Yeah, well, let's see. Let me try and draw one number line.
It's
Hold on.
Natural number.
We'll get to that too in a moment. So if I shade in the first answer, it was minus 11 out to here, and then 1 out to here, and then the other answer is 12 to 2. So the easy way to AND them is you just keep the answer where they are in common. Because remember, you want and, you want both. So you can only keep the answers in each that are true for both, the and. So what would that be here?
Maybe 12
1,
and 2.
2.
Between minus 12, oh, it's only this part, minus 12 minus 11, and here,
1 and 2.
1 and 2. And what symbol goes here?
And.
No, the U.
Oh, yeah.
Because you want this
Oh, okay, yeah.
or this is fine. Both are fine. Okay. Now let's deal with your complication. What does it say x is in the question though, if you look at the question? But x...
element of n.
Hey, come on, Nikita.
Yeah.
Guys. No.
Or. You need for and or.
Here? Oh, this is right.
It's for and.
No.
So this one is for or. This symbol,
Union.
for sure. Guys, what do I say about x in the question?
Natural
Including or not including 0?
number. Including zero.
But x is a natural number including 0,
Yeah.
right? So straight away, which answer can I throw away?
1, 2.
This one. Yeah, it's gone. Not possible. But it's not right to say that this is the answer. Why not?
Why?
Because there's a.
Why is it wrong to give this as the answer?
Why?
Yeah, I'm asking. Why is it wrong to give this as the answer?
Because the natural.
Yeah.
Because I think
Wait, hang on. Go on.
The number with the n.
Yeah,
We going.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, for the natural numbers, you only want numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas, what is this, though? Between 1 and 2, including decimals
Yeah.
and things like this. So, what are all the natural numbers between 1 and 2, including 1 and 2?
1 and 2.
1 and 2. So, if you check, that should be the answer, isn't it? Yes. The answer is the number 1 or the number 2.
Can you go up?
I can zoom out a bit here.
Again, the last part.
You want the natural numbers.
Yeah.
Remember what natural numbers are?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, etc. What are the natural numbers between 1 and 2, including 1 and 2?
1 and 2.
Yeah. There you go.
So
the
that's
answer.
why we put.
Yeah. Now, were you asking me about this question last time? Something about the 0 or something, wasn't it? No? No, it must have been someone else. You're asking me, should have 0 been the answer? No?
I don't know.
It wasn't you, maybe? Or you just don't remember? Yeah.
What if it was like 0 and 2, but it's like
Oh, yeah, good.
n
Yeah.
star. Like
Yes.
without 0.
Let's see what people think. 0 and 2, and x is n star. What would the answer be?
1,
No, 1 and 2.
1, 2.
Because the star doesn't include the 0.
The star means no 0.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't have the 0. But if I was to change it to this,
Because
0,
0,
1,
1,
then
2.
you would have 0, 1, 2 would be the answer. Because you can use 0 then. Yeah. Okay, that was a tricky one. The most difficult I've seen in the exam would be like question 4. Yeah. Okay, how are we doing for time? I don't know. We could
5
get
minutes.
we could get a short question in if there's something else.
Do I know it?
For which one? Page.
But now? Yeah. 44?
Not possible to do in 4 minutes because I did this.
We can wait.
We can do it next week. I did this with the other
Yes,
group,
Alex.
and it took at least, I don't know, it took me maybe 12 minutes. So you have a choice. We can do this next week, but also if you watch their tutorial video, you can see the solution.
I saw it.
Yeah, I made a total dog's dinner of it.
I felt like everyone, and we were like, instead of Netflix watching your videos.
It was a disaster. So I'll do a clean version with you next week, problem free.
No, it's alright. It's alright.
It's all right.
No,
I don't
It was
know.
alright if you did it already, but like.
you can do it again next
all these topics is from.
We'll do it again next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
You think I say about
Why you just say it was
خليني اشرحها اللي قاعد هنا
English.
Andy, what is this?
You're lucky it's the end of the class because I would be kicking you out now. I talked to Colin earlier today about this problem I'm having with you. Okay, so you might have to have a conversation with Colin sometime soon if this continues. Okay. But we'll finish there anyways. And we'll do that question next week then. Okay? But if you can't wait, you can watch the video. But I have a feeling you can wait till next week. Trust me, that's way too difficult for the exam, so it's not a high priority. It's a low priority. Okay? Alright.
I think on the question, the last question would be not included.
The question,